We often think the words we use every day are just local, but if we look back at the history, we find amazing global stories. So take the word tea and ketchup for example, the most common items in our kitchen. We see lamb as common Western items, but their names are actually historical archives. If you travel across Europe, you'll notice a big divide in the word for tea. In Western Europe, people say tea, or day. But if you go to Eastern Europe or the Middle East, the word changes from cha, chai, and kai. And why does this happen? It all depends on ancient trade routes. Every word for tea comes from China, but they took different journeys. Countries that bought tea by sea from Hokkien province used the local Saba-Ming word day. Dutch brought this sound to the Western Europe, which is why we say tea in English. But countries that trade over land using the Silk Road learned the word from northern China, where it is called cha. The sound traveled through Central Asia to become chai in Russian and kai in Turkey. And what about ketchup? People think ketchup as a modern American invention, but the word actually comes from the exact same coastal trade hubs in Asia. Centuries ago, Saba-Ming speakers used the word ketchup to mean a fermented fish sauce, and British sailors discovered this salty sauce in the 17th century and brought the word back to Europe. And later in America, people added tomatoes, creating the ketchup we know today. So when you eat ketchup and drink tea, you are actually repeating words that traveled thousands of miles across history. Language do not just borrow words from trade, they also change how they were written. When different cultures meet, we can see a good example of this in Taiwan's indigenous languages. For centuries, these Formosan languages were purely oral traditions. They were spoken but with no native writing system. First in the 17th century, Dutch used Latin letters to write down the Siraya language to teach religion. And much later, during the Japanese period, scholars used katakana characters to map out the sounds of different indigenous tongues. And today, Taiwan's indigenous language officially uses a standardized Latin-based alphabet. This romanization system is not just academic, it is vital tool for language revitalization. It allows young people to text, save, and teach their ancestral language in a modern digital world. This brings us to the newest language connection, artificial intelligence. And right now, AI models are changing how we communicate, but AI does not learn language like humans do. It learns by reading massive amounts of text on the internet. And because the internet is dominated by major global languages like English, AI becomes incredibly smart in those languages. It creates a new challenge for smaller regional languages. When an AI tries to process a less common language, it often forces the grammar logic or idioms of English into the local tongue. It creates a new kind of digital mixing. However, AI can also be helpful today. Today, experts are using AI to record, organize, and save endangered languages faster than humanly possible. AI is becoming the newest ecosystem where different languages influence each other and try to adapt. And as I finish today, I want to leave you with a small challenge. Look closely at the vocabulary you use every day. Every word is a time capsule. It carries a secret story about a ship that sailed or a phonetic puzzle that was solved. Don't just speak your language, listen to its history. Thank you.